You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley. I have a cat, two sweets, the travel kitty. I have a big girlfriend, Angel's really pretty. I have a pony, we share a big horse. We have a big yard, yeah, we have to, of course. I have a pool, in the summer I stay cool. Do a fountain, live in the mountain, live high on the hog. Need to be a spokes dog. I'm Smiley the dog. I am a mutt. I'm Smiley the dog. I'm super smiley.
Woof and super smiles. Welcome to a super smiley adventure on Pet Life Radio, the largest pet radio network in the world. I'm Megan Blake, here with my sidekick, Giant Mutt Super Smiley. And Toot Sweet the Travel Kitty and Angel are here with us too because they are so excited about our guest today. Now, you all know that all my furry family are rescues, and we all are so thrilled to have with us today one of our heroes, and I don't say that lightly. Shannon Keith, founder of the Beagle Freedom Project. Hi, Shannon.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh, Shannon, welcome to a Super Smiley adventure. We are so thrilled that you're here with us. And first, let's make sure that everyone knows what it is that makes you and what you're doing so uniquely outstanding. Shannon Keith's Beagle Freedom Project rescues loving, adorable, just melt your heart, sweet little beagles from testing labs from all over the world. Shannon rescued a whole group from Spain, and on her YouTube videos, we see them take their first steps onto the grass. The word dramatic doesn't even come close to the rescues Shannon undertakes or to the lives that these beagles have led. And Shannon's beagles, they have happy endings, and with over 3 million views on YouTube on the Beagle Freedom Project site, Shannon, you must be doing something pretty miraculous. Tell us about your project.
Thank you. Yeah, it is pretty amazing. It's bittersweet just because, they are being rescued from laboratories where they've spent their entire lives living in a cage and being tested on, being tortured, basically, for human vanity mostly, for cosmetics and products. Some of it is pharmaceuticals, which we all know the dog physiology does not extrapolate to humans. Even the National Institute of Health admitted that recently and said that they were really trying to transfer over to non-animal, quote-unquote, models. But yeah, our rescues are amazing. We're lucky to even get any of them out. We only get out probably 0.00001% of the animals in the labs. There are over 85,000 dogs, just dogs alone, that are killed in the U.S. in laboratories for experimentation. And we're lucky to get some out here and there through people that are kind of a liaison between us and the laboratory. So we're kind of an activist and a rescue organization is what I like to say. We rescue them, but our main purpose is activism. Our main purpose is to educate about animal testing and to get people to go cruelty-free and to make a difference. And our rescued beagles are the best mascots we could ever have in the world. And we've noticed such a difference. And
Shannon, you're right. These little beagles, they are so... I don't even know how to describe them. I had the honor to meet some of the beagles at Shannon's. They embody this sweet docileness and a sweetness that's really hard to describe. And in one of your videos, as I mentioned, we witnessed the beagles taking their first step onto the grass, literally their first step ever. The video was so compelling and dramatic. What was it like to actually see that in person, to feel it with them?
Oh, God, I don't even know how to describe it. The first time was kind of like an out-of-body surreal experience, and of course every time after that it's just as compelling. But I think that we take for granted the great lives that our companion animals have with us. I mean, of course we all love our animals and they have great lives with us, and we forget that there's millions of animals being tortured all over the world and who don't even know what the outside world means and don't know what grass is, don't know what sun is, don't know what a toy is or a treat. And that's exactly where these dogs are coming from. They're so scared the cage is all they know that they can't even step on the grass. I mean, you see in the one video we have, it's our second rescue that went viral, the first beagle, he takes a step and then he quickly lifts his paw up off the grass because he doesn't understand what that feeling is. What is that thing? The last beagle of the bunch there that we were filming that came out of the cage, he fell. We edited it right there, but he fell over because they have no muscle tone because they're never given exercise.
Oh my goodness. You're right. And if our companion animals were behaving that way, we would all go into a panic. What do I do? How do I help my dog? Someone help him. But you're right. It's kind of a disconnect. We don't really connect what's going on outside of our own lives necessarily, right?
Exactly. We don't. And that's part of the reason why the Beagle Freedom Project is so critical, because the animal testing companies and funders, they keep this a secret for a reason. And so it's nobody's fault that they don't know this goes on. It's well hidden. And so our job is to expose it. And when we expose it, people are just flabbergasted. I mean, you don't have to be an animal rights activist to be absolutely horrified by what goes on and to want to make a difference.
Because these beagles, and of course we include all the animals, but these beagles, they do embody such a trusting nature and such a sweetness. And Shannon, we want to find out about the beagles that are with you right now and how all this is working. But let's take a quick break and we'll be right back with Shannon Keith. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit, stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
I'm Smiley the dog. I'm Super Smiley. Must walk.
Petco, where the pets go. Petco, where the pets go.
Pet Life Radio has tail-wagging, fur-flying, fabulous deals for our listeners from Petco. Get $6 off your order of $60 or more and up to 40% off the entire Petco site. That's right. But that's not all. Because you're a Pet Life Radio listener, you'll also get free shipping on your order of $49 or more. $6 off, up to 40% off, and free shipping from Pet Life Radio and Petco. To get these awesome deals, go to petcodeals.com. That's petcodeals.com.
Petco, where the pets go.
Hi, this is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets. I want to tell you about a brand new product that has customers raving. It's Stop Quiet Off Dog Training Spray. It's made from all natural organic botanicals and will not harm or scare your dog in any way. There is nothing else on the market like it. It works because dogs don't like the smell, so they stop the behavior. Stop Quiet Off works by spraying it on the chest or near their nose so they get a good whiff of the spray. It works on barking, jumping up, rushing doors, stealing food off the counter, and begging and eating unwanted items on walks. To order your bottle of Stop Quiet Off, go to dogtrainingspray.com. That's dogtrainingspray.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back on a Super Smiley adventure with Shannon Keith, founder of the Beagle Freedom Project. Shannon, when you first received the Beagles, all they've known of humans is as experimenters who test on them. What's their behavior like towards humans when you first meet them?
It's interesting. I mean, each rescue we do is different. But some of them are from the same rescue are different from others. For example, we have some dogs who are still, after months and months, fearful of human beings. They crouch in corners, they hide and they shake, and they go to the bathroom on themselves. And others who are just so desperate for love and attention that they don't leave you alone,
Yeah.
So it ranges, from the extremely fearful to the extremely needy.
Right. And for your very, very first rescue, your very first group of dogs, in hindsight, did you feel that you were really prepared, or was it to rescue them as fast as possible and figure it out as you go? What was it like when you did your very first one?
It was insane because we only had about 48 hours to make it happen, which means, drop everything, get to the location, get everything prepared, have crates, have this, have that. And we didn't know what to expect with the way the animals were going to behave. So it was pretty insane running into action, getting, of course we want to get media involved because we want the message out there, and just touching these poor dogs and figuring out, what we do with them. They're all different, and how to get them to acclimate and not be afraid of us. So it was pretty insane.
This very first rescue, is that one on your YouTube site as well, the very, very first one?
It is, yeah. If you go to our YouTube, Beagle Freedom's YouTube, and you go to rescue number 1, that one's actually our longest video, and it's really detailed, and you'll hear the voice of our liaison, who we muted out because she wishes to remain anonymous. And you can learn a lot, and your listeners can learn a lot by watching it, because there's a lot of information in there about testing, which is why I put that up there and try to educate people through the video.
Right. And another thing that I just adore about your Beagle Freedom Project is that it is about saving them, about sharing how sweet they are, and then placing them into homes. So giving these dogs lives, just like our companion animals have now. And if you go to Shannon's Facebook page, the Beagle Freedom Project on Facebook, you will see the sweetest little dogs there. And they're right there with names. It's 7-week-old Charlie. There's Muppet, who came from Spain, sitting there with his little toy. I mean, how could anyone not fall in love with your mission? Shannon, do you place them? You do place them in homes, right? Tell us about that.
We do, yeah. What we do is once we get them, we, of course, give them medical care. Some are in dire need of medical care. Some are okay. And kind of get to know their personalities, and then we place them in foster homes that are best for them. And we want to get them right into a home environment, because they need to get used to what a home is before they go to the forever home. So we have great foster
smart.
network. Yeah,
that's
we have
really
a great
smart.
foster network. We don't do kenneling or anything like that. They go into foster homes, and then when they're ready, they're up for adoption, and they go into their forever homes.
I love that. So you have a network of foster families or people here. You're in the Los Angeles area, right? So everyone who's listening knows
Right.
where you're physically based, where the Beagles are. And can people apply to be your fosters? Can they volunteer with you? Or do you have your group already set?
Oh, no, we definitely are always in need of more fosters, because we never know when there's going to be another rescue and how many animals there's going to be. So, yeah, they can go right to our website and download a fostering application, and it goes straight to me. And if they're qualified, I'll give them a call, and we'll go from there.
And Shannon, tell us your website so people can make note of that right now.
It's BeagleFreedomProject.org.
Great. And that's pretty much on Facebook, then your website on YouTube. That's pretty much all they need to know is Beagle Freedom Project, right? That's your title. But I Googled last night. I Googled Beagle Project just to see what would come up, and all your stuff comes up. So it should not be hard for anybody to find you, right? If they want to find you, they're going to be able to do it, right?
I love it. That's great.
Yeah. And do you have some Beagles that are ready for homes now? I know on the Facebook I saw that Smalls has some health issues from the testing. Will he be okay? Will he be able to go into a home, do you think?
Yeah, he actually recently got adopted by his fosters.
Oh,
he's doing great.
I love that.
Oh, yeah.
My house is kind of full. We've got the horses, a feral kitty cat, and 2 big dogs. So I would love to foster, but I'm afraid that if I did, I would be what they call a failed foster. I think I would just keep them. I don't think I could do it anyway.
Oh, yeah. You would totally keep them. You'd be such a failed foster.
Oh gosh. Well, and I love the positive emphasis of your project, but as we said earlier, we need to not turn our heads from the reality of where these Beagles come from. Can you share a little bit more about this? I know cosmetics is a massive industry, and we all use sunscreen, we use moisturizer, even if we're not like big makeup fashionistas, we all use products that we put on ourselves. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, the majority of cosmetics and products out there are tested on animals. But what people need to know is it's not required by law to test. That's why we have so many other great alternatives and wonderful ethical companies that don't test. And they have it right there on the label. It says not tested on animals, or it has the little bunny with the circle and the cross through it, so you know that it's cruelty-free. And there's a great list, too. I always refer people to leapingbunny.org. Leapingbunny.org will tell you which companies test and which companies don't test. And so people need to know that, hey, if it doesn't say not tested, it's probably tested, and it's not safe to buy. So make sure you always buy a product that has that on the back. And if you're using products that are tested, which most people are because they just don't know, send the product back to the company with a note that you're going to boycott their company until they stop testing. If they get enough of those letters and those packages, they're going to stop because they don't need to test and they know it.
I love that. You just made probably about 3 amazing points here. Leapingbunny.org. I want to repeat that because you said there is just a list of the cosmetics that are cruelty-free. Is that right?
Yes.
Wonderful. And then another thing you said is, well, testing is legal on animals, of course, but we can vote in the marketplace by buying cruelty-free, because by buying something, you're literally casting your vote that product is good and we're going to keep using it, right? So that's another good thing we can do.
Exactly.
And then the third thing, which I would have never thought of, is if you have something and you decide you're not going to use that anymore because there are other alternatives that are just as good, just send it back with a note, because that way the marketing people or whoever it is, the powers that be, will know that maybe they should get with the program. Yeah?
Exactly.
Very good. Yeah. Very cool. Oh, and I love your Facebook page too, Shannon, because you actually feature cruelty-free products. Can you name some that you've mentioned on there was a nail polish or something? What have you got up there now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we do on our Beagle Freedom Project Facebook page. We always try to do a cruelty-free product of the day, and we've listed lots of products. There's Method, which is great for household cleaning, and you can get that anywhere in most grocery stores. There's Nature's Gate, which is a great. They have great soaps and other like cleaning items and personal care items. Yeah, we've got nail polish. There's OPI that's cruelty-free, and I'm trying to remember the name of the one that we just posted. You can go to our website or our Facebook and see it.
And I love it. That's what I love, is that you've got the cute little dogs up there. You've got things we can do. You have products. And you mentioned the soaps, the cruelty-free soaps. And actually, they're probably more healthy because they don't have to test them, so they don't have all these harsh chemicals and detergents that could kill you if you overdosed on them. So they're better for many, many reasons, right?
Exactly. I'm so glad you said that, because that's so true. Because most people also want, things that are chemical-free. And the ones that we post on our Facebook are organic, they're kind to the environment, so if you care about the environment, then they're great for the environment too. And they're non-toxic, and they're non-toxic not just for people, but for animals too. So we use those products all around our headquarters here, so that just in case a puppy gets into something, we don't have to rush into the hospital like you have to do with a product tested on animals full of chemicals.
Right. And I want to just say that around my house, I can clean so many things with just vinegar. Vinegar, to me, is like this miracle cleaner. Often simpler is just better. Do you agree with that?
Oh, totally. Vinegar is awesome. It's a great cleaner.
And Shannon, every time I see you, you just look absolutely gorgeous. If someone has never even thought about finding cruelty-free cosmetics and they're used to going to the big counter, with all the fancy things in the big department stores, is it easy to find cruelty-free cosmetics? Is it pretty simple once you actually just look into it? Is it right there?
Yeah, it's so easy. I personally love online shopping because I don't really have that much time to go out and shop. And so when you go online and even if you don't go to Leaping Bunny, you just Google cruelty-free makeup. You'll have a whole list there of things you can purchase online. And, for anyone listening today, what I want to offer is if you email me directly at Shannon, SHANNON, at BeagleFreedomProject.org, I will personally send you samples of personal care products and makeup samples that we get from different companies, and you can see what you like.
Wow, Shannon, thank you so much. That is absolutely amazing. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Smiley wants to hear some more about the Beagles. Smiley, can you wait? Good boy.
Sit. Stay. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
I'm Smiley the dog. I'm Super Smiley. Let's rock!
Introducing the new Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection exclusively at PetSmart. I created it for the pets that rock your world.
Shop the Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection and celebrate PetSmart's 25th anniversary with up to 25% off thousands of items on the PetSmart site. Plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com. That's PetSmartDeal.com. PetSmartDeal.com.
Dyson.
The new Dyson Animal Vacs are powerful bagless upright vacuums for homes with pets. Air muscle and radio root cyclone technology generates the strongest suction power to powerfully remove dust, dirt, and pet hair from the home or car. To order your Dyson Animal Vac, go to DysonDeals.com. DysonDeals.com to order your Dyson Animal Vac today.
Dyson. Music to your ears.
Hi, Hi, I'm Lisa Smith-Putnam, the host of the new and exciting show, Your Pets, My Dogs, here on Pet Life Radio. Your Pets, My Dogs will feature celebrity interviews, we'll talk to everyday pet owners, and more. Listen, I am here to entertain you each and every week, right here on Pet Life Radio. Again, that's Your Pets, My Dogs. I'm your host, Lisa Smith-Putnam. Your Pets, My Dogs. Your Pets, My Dogs.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back on a Super Smiley adventure with Shannon Keith of the Beagle Freedom Project. And Shannon, I know every one of these dogs has a dramatic story. Can you share one with us that particularly touched you?
Yeah, the story of Ebenezer, Ebby. I didn't name him. His foster did, so I changed it to Ebby.
It's a cute name for Beagle. I like it.
He was one of the 41 dogs that we rescued from Spain. And we flew over 41 dogs from a laboratory that was closing over there.
That's a lot of dogs, Shannon. That's a lot of dogs.
That was a huge mission for us, let's just say. And, they're all different. They were all males. They were all unneutered. A lot of them were not well. But one in particular just caught my heart, Ebby. He definitely looked like the oldest of the bunch. I mean, he looked like a grandpa. And he was super skinny, hardly could move. All he did was hide. He would always hide. Every time I'd be scared that he somehow escaped because he'd be hiding under blankets and you couldn't find him because he was so thin. And really it was just his spirit was gone. He had been probably in several different laboratories his whole life and just didn't know a thing about how to be a dog, about how to trust or how to love. And every time I looked at him, I just cried. And what happened was that I found a home for him, and then the people just returned him. They didn't want to deal with the responsibility of what it takes to have a dog from a laboratory. We do thorough screenings, but you never know. Some people just, the reality is different. When he came back, he was very ill. His head was sunken in. He was not eating, so I had to syringe feed him for weeks and build up his strength again. And every single vet had no idea what had happened to him or what the disease was. They said it was something from the laboratory, no idea. I finally got him back and healthy, and his original foster took him back and adopted him, and now he is like, you wouldn't even recognize him. I mean, healthy and chunky and happy and going on hikes. And
really? So he plays. In other words, he became a dog. Is that right?
Yes. Exactly.
Oh my God, Shannon, that's amazing. That is an amazing story.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to ask you, because I'm like you. I mean, I see the dog, and in there, I know there's the spirit. I know animals are healers and teachers. Most of the time, in my opinion, even greater than humans. But how, with a dog like that is so extreme, obviously there was something in you that knew he was in there. What keeps you going, Shannon? When you see a dog like that, how do you do it? What is it that speaks to you?
I know that I would want someone to help me and keep me going. And I see their spirit, and they're living, breathing, feeling creatures just like we are, and they deserve a chance. And I want to give it to them, and I want to give them everything I can. And you see it. When you see the results and how thankful they are and how they become healthy, it brings tears to my eyes, because there's nothing like it. There's nothing like giving an animal a chance who had no chance, who was being abused and used and exploited, to have a life and be a mascot for a cause.
I love that.
That's what keeps me going.
I love that, a mascot for a cause. And do you have a picture of Ebenezer when he's all healthy and he's a dog, when he's a real dog?
I do. In fact, I will post one today on our Facebook.
Oh, good. We'll post one today, and we'll link that on our show page, too. We'll make sure that we highlight Ebenezer for this show, because that is an amazing, amazing story. And Shannon, I know you've been involved with animals, advocating for animals for a long time, but what gave you the idea to go into this lab world and rescue these dogs out of the lab? What inspired you to even think to do this? Because it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, well, my main cause, I do all animal causes, but the one that we always have something that touches our heart the most.
Right.
For some reason, it's always been animal testing, vivisection. It's just gotten me the angriest. And a couple of years ago when I found out I could actually rescue some from labs, that's when I started Beagle Freedom Project. And by the way, just so people know, we call it Beagle Freedom Project just because they use the Beagle breed. But if there were other dogs, of course we would rescue them.
Right.
We actually also rescued 9 rabbits from laboratories too.
I assume that, but you know what? I'm really glad that you said that. But you do call it Beagle Freedom Project because beagles are often used. Why? Tell us why they often choose beagles in labs.
They use beagles because, in their own words, they're the most docile and forgiving and friendly and pliable dogs. So these dogs will let them do whatever they want to them. When we get them, they are mush in your arms, and they still are for months. They just will let you look at their teeth, go up their nose, go in their ear. They let you do anything.
Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. Let me jump back to where I was a minute ago. I know that animals are healers and teachers in my life. Shannon, what have the beagles taught you?
The beagles have taught me to, first of all, never give up. Never give up on living and on having a spirit. You know, whenever I feel down and I just want to give up, I think about them and how they've never given up. And they've also taught me that you need to be patient in life and embrace all that there is and really appreciate what we have, because they've never had it and they really appreciate it when they have it.
I love all that. And Shannon, you're also a lawyer, right?
I am.
Yeah, and what you're doing right now is so hands-on. Have you been able to advocate for animals as a lawyer as well? Has that helped you in any way on your journey?
Definitely. I'm actually an animal rights lawyer, so every case I do involves advocating for animal rights. And being an attorney has helped me with Beagle Freedom Project and Army as well, because, you know, we're involved in legislation. And in fact, having won that grant, that $50,000.
Oh, yes. Wait, tell everybody about that, Shannon. There was a Chase grant and it was massive, and you just won it like a few days ago. Congratulations. Tell everybody about that, Shannon. It's huge. Tell us.
Thank you. Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to thank everyone who voted for us. It was a massive voting campaign. And so we won the $50,000 tier along with some other organizations. And we're going to use that to jumpstart our legislative campaign. And what we're doing is a California ballot initiative to end animal testing in California. We need $5 million to do the actual entire campaign, but this is the beginning.
And Shannon, as you develop this legislative campaign, how can we keep up with that? Because what you're doing is huge. Adopting the Beagles is huge. But this is something, I'm talking about voting in the marketplace, but this is something where Californians can really let their voices be heard. How do we keep up with this? This is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, if people go to our website, beaglefreedomproject.org, there's a newsletter sign up. It's very low volume. I know some people, don't like high volume. I probably send something out like once a month. And as soon as we kick it off, it's going to be announced there, and people can follow it through the newsletter and then contact me if they can help us as well. But mainly it's going to be updated on the newsletter, maybe here and there on the website once we really get it going.
That is very, very cool. And Shannon, speaking of you advocating for animals on a large scale like this, I was just at the Humane Society of the United States H Couture fashion show with the amazing designers and celebrities who are speaking out for fur-free fashions. And the red carpet was just filled with stars like the Vampire Diaries, Paul Wesley, Tori DeVito, the mentalist Owain Yeoman, who's absolutely adorable, by the way. And representing hair and beauty, there was the hair mogul Chaz Dean. We all have seen Chaz on television. He's so cool. And the designers, Mark Bauer and John Bartlett. And they were making bold statements like compassion in fashion is sexy. Cruelty is a turn off. And when Hollywood starts a fashion tidal wave, often the mass consciousness follows. And you have a little bit of experience, a little bit, I say, with tongue in cheek, with the anti-fur movement as well, don't you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, my second documentary is called Skin Trade, and it's an expose on the fur industry. And I spent years making that and following cruelty-free fashion designers as well as fashion designers, if you can call it that, who use fur. So I kind of exposed the fur industry. I went undercover and got some really great footage and some really great interviews from people who use fur in order to educate people about what actually goes on. And stemming from that, a group of us got together and started an initiative in West Hollywood, California, and we actually succeeded, and West Hollywood is the first city in the nation to become fur-free.
That is so cool, Shannon. We've talked about the fur-free West Hollywood, which is awesome. And I did not realize that you started that movement. Congratulations, Shannon. It is amazing. Yeah. In LA, in Los Angeles, we are so proud of West Hollywood. They are rocking it for the animal campaigns. They have so many things going. It's just crazy over there. And the takeaway that we can all take with us today is that we each can make a difference, right?
Oh, yeah. Everyone can make a difference. Everyone can make a difference in every way.
And Shannon, we just so admire what you're doing for the Beagles. And just by being aware of what you're doing, we can let others know. We can help to get the Beagles adopted. And we all can make conscious choices, whether it's a huge thing like rescuing a group of dogs from a lab in Spain or adopting one dog. Or what else can we do? Let's go over it so everybody, has a to-do list for these animals.
Well, I think the number one thing is educate yourself. If you don't know already what goes on, go to our website, read it thoroughly, read other websites about animal testing, educate yourself. Number two, get rid of your products that are of cruelty and send them to the companies that made them with a note they're going to boycott them. 3 would be support the cruelty-free companies, and then share it. Share with your friends. Tell them all about it. I've got so many fosters and adopters and volunteers who learned from us, who have shared it with all their friends. And when people hear it, they immediately are on board. There's nobody that's not on board with us. So sharing is really critical. If you can help us by doing little fundraisers for us or outreach events or volunteering for us, we really need volunteers. When we do outreach events and adoption events, I need people. We have lots of dogs in need, and we bring a lot of dogs to our events, and they're a handful.
Very
and then
cool.
we also need fosters.
Yeah, and even people that live around the country away from Los Angeles, they can share it on Facebook. Just share the Beagle Freedom Project, your YouTube videos. And Shannon's videos, they are adorable. They're touching. They've gone viral because they are so fabulous. Like I said, I Googled Beagle Project, and I got a really cute video. The Beagles have landed. I mean, they're amazing. You all are going to have a good time. You're going to feel good because you're doing good things, and then you're going to feel good because these videos, they're really uplifting and beautiful. Right, Shannon?
Thank you. Yeah, they really are. Like, don't be scared to watch our videos because
don't be scared.
We don't put cruelty stuff in there.
They're happy endings, and they are inspiring, and you'll take these lessons into your life. I mean, you can't help but have your spirit be elevated by watching Shannon's work. And Shannon, we still have to get you out to Flash Mob with Super Smiley. What's up with that?
I know. I've got to do that. I've got to have time to do it. But as soon as I have a minute, I'm totally there.
Okay, cool. And I want to invite everybody to check out our choreography and our schedule at smileythedog.com and come dance with us. And you never know, Shannon might be there with a Beagle too.
That would be fun.
Yeah, and then everybody, after you dance with us, go out and adopt a pet. And wouldn't it be wonderful if they adopted one of the Beagle Freedom Project Beagles?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That'd be so cool. And Shannon Keith, thank you again for joining us, and we wish you the very, very best of luck with the Beagle Freedom Project.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me and for everything that you do and rescuing and educating the world about animals. I really appreciate it.
Oh, Shannon, well, we appreciate you. And until next time, from Smiley, Toot Sweet the Travel Kitty, and me, woof, and super smiles.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.